Okay, and welcome to part 3 of my declutter. I didn't plan this out too well. So this one might be a little longer than usual. But also these are some of my favorite palettes, so you might not see a lot of actual declutter in this. So that is that. Let's go ahead and get started. Again, this is more of like a collection video. This is my Zoeva Cocoa Blend palette, and it is very beautiful. I like it a lot. I like this color right here. Again, it's another neutral palette, but I love my neutral palettes just as much as I love my colorful palettes. And yeah, I'm definitely going to keep this one. Again, I will link part 1 and part 2, as well as the entire playlist of this declutter down in the description box, in case you want to see it. This is my Nomad Haunted Europe palette. I love all the deep colors of this palette. This was their Halloween release of last year. Very beautiful palette. Love it. Okay, this is my XX Revolution, the Matrix palette. Myself and Aaron really like the Matrix a lot, so we got these palettes. I got the Morpheus palette. He got the, what's the girl's name? Trinity. He got the Trinity palette. Mine's a little bit more neutral. His is a little bit more colorful. I like the Revolution formula. I don't seem to have a problem with it at all. So I like this palette a lot. Like I said, most of these palettes are up in my top tier formula. This has an interesting story. This is my Mary Jane by Milk Cosmetics. She is a messy little child. You can see in this palette, Callie, I did not pan that. She kind of panned herself. Quite a bit fell out of it. This color, Mary Jane, and this color, Callie, require a lot of attention if you want to use them. The other shimmers are excellent. The mattes are quality, excellent quality, and yeah, I really like this palette a lot. Definitely. I got this in a Fashionista the box, which I am still getting. They've just kind of are on a pause right now, which that's why I haven't been showing their boxes lately. They are having some issues, internal issues right now, so until they get that figured out, they are on a pause right now. So, but I got this, and it's really cute. They have cute little coffee names in them and stuff, and it's a cute little neutral palette. And yeah, I am keeping that one. This is like my newest palette from Ace Beauty. I just got this the other day, and it is their tropical vibes palette. Lots of grungy greens and yellows, and I can't wait to use this. I think I'm doing a first impressions of it next week, so be on the lookout for that. Definitely looking forward to that. This is the Ace Beauty Falling For You. Got this in a boxy charm, and yeah, did a look on it last week and turned out very nice, and love the fallish kind of look of this. Definitely a good one. Another Nomad palette that I love is the America's Parks. definitely a good green, yellow, brown slash. It's got a little purple in there, and it's got some terracottas, kind of reds, and yeah, another favorite Nomad palette of mine. Okay, there it is. Yes, Jeffree Star. I don't know. When I look at this palette, it's just very aesthetically pretty to me. A lot of people look at it and say, oh, it's just a bunch of browns. But I like browns. And will I use every single color in this palette? Probably not. Do I wish there were shimmers in it? Yeah. But I've got highlighters I can use as shimmers. Or I can do a matte look. I don't mind doing a matte look. But I just really like looking at this palette, even if I don't use it that much. I just like looking at all the different tones of brown, all the way to dark brown and to black. And yeah, do I wish he had kind of named some of these differently? Yeah, I don't like telling people that I'm using... I'm not even going to say some of the names of these, but yeah. But here is my Natasha Denona Zendo palette. A lot of people didn't give this one a lot of love, but I really like it a lot. I like these colors, and I like using them with these colors too. So it's not my favorite Natasha Denona palette, but I do like using it a lot, and I highly recommend it. Again, that's the Zendo palette. I just used this one yesterday in a Get Ready With Me. This is Addison Rae's palette, Item Beauty on the Daily. And yeah, this must color is actually a duochrome, I found out, and just another, other than that, it's just another neutral palette, but I really liked it a lot. And yeah, if you got this in your Ipsy X palette, pull it out and try it out. It's really good. Okay, this is like one of my go-to palettes. It is the Colourpop Making Mauves palette, and I just use this a lot, especially if I'm going to go out somewhere. I will use this palette for the day, a nice daytime palette, and yeah. This and one of the other palettes I'm going to show you, I don't think I've shown it to you yet, but are like my definitely go-to palettes. This Patrick Ta Major Dimension palette is probably one of my definitely favorite neutral palettes. I don't use the creams very much, but like I said, I just love all these mattes right here. And some of his shimmers are kind of too glittery for me, but I like these two right here a lot. And yeah, I especially like this color right here. And was it worth the money? Probably not, but I still like having it in my collection. Okay, this is another BH palette from their Say It collection. It is Low Key Love You, and I just wanted to get some more reds in my collection. And BH has great quality, and yeah, if you see this on sale anywhere, or if any of the Say It collection grabs your attention, I would say pick it up because it is really good quality. And yeah, I really want to do another look with this one. Okay, I got the OPV Spotlight in a BoxyCharm, and I have still yet to use this one. So the color story is just all out there, and I guess there's blues here and purples there and reds there, but yeah, I still need to use this one. I am not decluttering this one because I heard a lot of good things about this palette. So yeah, I am definitely keeping this one. This was the Hip Dot and Meatball, who is a drag queen. This was their Pride palette from last June. And I bought it because I wanted another rainbow palette. And instead of shimmers, it has glitters, and the oil base is getting everywhere. But I like the mattes in it. Hip Dot has a very good formula, like I think I've mentioned, and I want to use it for a Pride look this year. And yeah, I want to use the pink, well, this pink probably, well, maybe that pink. Anyway, I like having a rainbow palette in my collection, and so I'm going to keep this one. And this is another Hip Dot palette. This one is my Ouija board, whatever you want to say it, board. Very good quality. I like this one a lot, like I say about most of the palettes I have. It was with their Hasbro collection. No, maybe not their Hasbro collection. It was not, it was with their games, where they would have like Play-Doh and something else, I don't know. But it does have a glitter in it. But I'm okay with using glitter sometimes, just not a lot. Okay, I definitely love this palette. It is the Alter Ego palette. It is a dupe for the Natasha Denona Glam palette. And I was looking up reviews of it, and it almost matches it shade for shade. I didn't want to spend the money on the Glam palette because it had a lot of shimmers in it. And I didn't want to pay $65 for a lot of shimmers. So I bought this instead, which was only like $16. So yeah, and it performs beautifully. If you go to Alter Ego's site, lots of people have codes too. I think like Trend Mood has a code, and you could get like 10% off your order too. It's the Shadow Kiss palette by Alter Ego. They have lots of dupe palettes. In fact, I've been meaning to go look on their site and see if they still have the dupe for the Metropolis palette or the Gold palette, because the Gold palette is gone now. And yeah, I want to see if they have that still. Okay, now with some e.l.f. palettes. This is the e.l.f. palette New Classics. Nice neutral palette. Honestly, I'm not really into e.l.f.'s formula that much. I think I'm going to actually declutter this one. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect to want to declutter that one, but yeah. But on the other hand, I like this Earth and Ocean palette a lot. It has the blues and the greens and the yellows. So I'm definitely going to keep the Earth and Ocean palette, just because I like the color story better. new classics. I have lots of neutral palettes. Now this is the e.l.f. Electric Mood X Tiana Major 9. Again, it's a cool color story, but not enough to want me to keep it. I just don't love e.l.f. that much. I think I'm gonna pass that on. And this Daito Venus palette I got in a BoxyCharm. I really think this is a cool palette. Yeah, I am definitely going to keep this palette. It has some really cool shades in it. And especially this one right here. It's a funky little palette, but I like it. And I don't have anything else from this brand. So, yeah, I am definitely going to keep it. Okay, on to the next box. Okay, this Going Coconuts palette, if all of my makeup were to suddenly disappear, this is the palette. Even though it's not my all-time favorite palette, this would be the palette I would repurchase first. Because it is probably my most used going out palette for an everyday going out look. This and the Making Mauves. I'd purchase both of those first before any of the other palettes. And so, like I said, it's not my all-time favorite, but it's definitely, oops, this shade's popping out. I might have to repurchase it soon. Okay, definitely a favorite though. What?
7 minutes remaining.
Okay, this is my Impulsive Palette from Melt Cosmetics. It's a very old palette. I got this when I was just starting out doing makeup. This is no longer available, but when I first got this palette, I was like, oh no, what did I do? I don't know what to do with this palette. But now I'm like, wow, this is a really cool palette. I could do so much with this palette, but I haven't done much with this palette. I really need to pull this out and play with it some more, because even though it's very shimmer heavy, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mattes. They are very interesting mattes. And yeah, I'd really love to pull that out and play with it some more. This is the Natasha Denona Glam Face Palette. I am glad I bought this. I like the neutral colors. I like that there are, oh no, all my palettes just fell over. The cheek and the highlighter are really nice, and the shades are really nice. I just wish it had cost less, I guess. I'm still on that. I'm still on and on about that, yes. But I'm still glad I have it in my collection. It's really nice. This is a drugstore palette from Milani, the Gilded Getaway. It has such cute packaging, and I've used it a lot, and it has a cute color story, and it's not the easiest to blend. And if you use more than 2 mattes, it gets really muddy. So I have to be careful when I use this palette. But I do like it, and I'm not going to get rid of it. Especially because it's so cute packaging. Look at that. I love that van. Okay, getting on to some of my Naked palettes. This is the Naked Urban Decay Wild West palette. The mattes in this are excellent. The shimmers are okay, I guess. Sometimes I have a hard time coming up with a look with this palette. It's not my favorite Urban Decay palette. It's not my least favorite Urban Decay Naked palette. But, it's just okay. But, I still like having it. So, it's sticking around. This one is probably my least favorite Urban Decay palette. Is the Heat one. I have trouble coming up with looks with this one, but I have created some really cool looks with this one as well. And I like the Urban Decay formula, the Naked formula. I know a lot of people don't, but I actually do. And I am definitely keeping this one. I have the Naked Ultraviolet. Again, sometimes I have trouble coming up with looks in this one, with this one. I love this shade, the Lucid one. Love that shade. But most of these are shimmers, but they're not very good shimmers. But I can find better purples elsewhere. But again, not their best work. But I still like collecting Naked palettes. Not all the Naked palettes. But this is a Naked palette that I really like. It's newer to my collection. It is the Naked 3. And definitely a keeper. I like the colors, the tones. They really work well with me, and definitely a favorite of mine. Definitely keeping it, want to play with it some more. Highly recommend that one, if you can get it on sale, that is. Here is my oldest palette, my Naked Urban Decay. Lots of memories with this one. Definitely not getting rid of it, but also not using it at the same time. Just keeping it for the memories. Lots of pans in this one. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I mean, it's still performing well. I don't know. I just don't want to pan any more shadows or anything like that. I just want to keep it the way it is. And it's been through a lot. And yeah, it was my first palette, my first high-end palette that I ever bought. And yeah, it's like, I don't know, it just has a lot of special memories. So I'm definitely keeping that one. This buxom one, White Russian. I was so excited to get this. But, it was just okay. The blushes aren't that great. The shadows aren't that great. I think I'm going to declutter this one. Okay, this is the Colourpop Lush Life palette. I just adore this palette. It is beautiful. It has the rich, these come out as rich as they look, and the shimmers are outstanding on it. A great summer looking palette, and definitely another one of my favorites from Colourpop. Absolutely keeping it. Another one of my favorites from Colourpop is the Limoncello Palette. Love the yellows in this one. Love the pop of blue. Love that green color. Just love all the colors. I love this one for springtime. I'm not a big, you have to use this in spring, you have to use this in summer, you have to use this in fall, you have to use this in winter, but if you were to classify them, that's what I would say. And yeah, I just want to use all these palettes like all at once. And I bought this BH Naughty palette Christmas of 2020. You can't get it anymore, but it is a very fun palette. And am I in frame? It's a very fun palette, and it has a couple of glitters in it, but you can come up with some good holiday looks with it. It's good all year round, actually. And yeah, if you pick this one up, yeah, definitely pull it out and play with it. It looks like I have used this palette a lot, but I have not. It is fairly new to my collection, and it still has the brush in it, and no, I have not used it. It just looks like I have. And yeah, I plan on pulling this out soon. I got it at the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty last year, and yeah, I still need to use it. Definitely keeping now. Now my last palette for this collection / declutter is my Sultry Palette, my all-time favorite palette by ABH. And it is definitely getting well worn, and she's a beauty. I just like it so much. And yeah, those are all my palettes. I have decluttered 3 in this round, and I will put down here the total number of palettes that I have kept in this declutter series and how many I have decluttered. So that is the total. I do have some more palettes on the way. So this number is not going to stay the same. So if you like this, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to have you as part of my small but growing family. And yeah, leave me a comment down below if you have any of these palettes or anything like that. Just tell me how your day is going. I love hearing from you. And okay, hope you're having a wonderful, fantastic day today. And yeah, okay, I will see you soon. All right, goodbye.